Hey guys, welcome to the channel and another video. Today I'm going to be watching Rocky 4, written and directed by Sylvester Stallone, starring him, Talia Shire, Burt Young, Carl Weathers, no Burgess Meredith, but this time around, Dolph Lundgren. This is the one, guys, the one with the Russian fighter. I've been waiting to watch this one for a while because apparently this is the film that sets up the Creed movies. I believe I did watch the first Creed film, which was fantastic, but not the second one. I still have two Rocky films to go though, number 5 and Balboa. As you already know, I did watch the first 3 Rocky films on the channel, so do check them out if you haven't yet. Since I've watched the first Creed and I know this sets up the Creed films, I can deduce that Apollo Creed dies in this one, but I honestly don't know or don't remember how. I wonder how Stallone will make himself an underdog again. I have to admit that it was a little hard to relate to his character by the third film, even though I'm very much invested in him because of all the success he had. But who knows about this one? Let's just watch it before jumping into any conclusions. But before we get into it, to help support the channel, I have a Patreon page for full-length reactions to over 60 movies, early access and weekly polls for what to watch next. You will need your own copy to watch along, of course. Links in the description below, by the way. Please consider being a patron. Please subscribe to the channel. Do check out my other videos. Like if you liked this video, dislike it if you didn't. With all that being said, let's get started. Rocky 4, Stallone, Shire, Young, Weathers, Lundgren. Let's go. Eye of the Tiger. I wonder if it's going to start the same way as the previous films. US and the Soviet Union. It does. It starts the exact same way the other 3 films started, with the final scenes of the previous film. What a subtle introduction to the film, Rocky 4. Bridget Nielsen. She was a big star in the 80s and 90s.
Almost everything. You gotta remember.
The music is by Vince DiCola, not Bill Conti. That's a first.
Ding, ding.
Okay, Stallone is still at the top of the world.
Hey, babe, why don't you get the cake? I think you'll love it. We got a great surprise for you. You're gonna love this cake.
Wow. They got a robot.
He's extremely psycho, Rocco.
Well, since you don't have any friends, we thought you'd like it.
Get him a robot friend.
Please make a wish. It's creepy. That talks, that thing. 3. I'll clean it up for you, bully.
I like the robot.
But our anniversary's a week away.
That's true, but why wait? Even if it looks like a snake, don't worry, because it won't bite you.
Fancy. Drago. And look at young Dolph Lundgren.
We will talk
Do
you know where it's gonna be held?
So Drago and Bridget Nielsen's character just arrived in America.
The introductions were made by his wife, Lamila Vovik Drago. She was the double gold medalist in swimming.
Today, the Soviet Union has officially entered professional boxing.
Oh.
You make it sound like he's indestructible.
Yes, he is.
Yo, Paulo, how you doing? Yeah?
I wonder how much they will go into the politics of the Soviet Union and the US and the Cold War.
Has Drago partaken in any such experiments?
No, Ivan is naturally trained.
Drago is not laughing. That means he might be on steroids.
As you can see, whatever he hits, he destroys.
Why do you want to fight again?
Oh, Creed wants to fight him, not motivate Rocky to do so.
That's my girl.
You're the greatest. See you, sport.
See it.
Creed is visibly disturbed at the interaction.
I should have slipped that one.
Yeah, you definitely should have slipped that.
You were a great fighter, no doubt about that. But look, we gotta face the facts, too.
And that's easy for you to say. You're still on top. You and me, we don't even have a choice. And without some challenge, without some damn war to fight, then the warrior may as well be dead, Stallion.
What a great exchange of dialogue between these two men.
Stand by my side this one last time.
When this is over,
I had to teach this young fellow to box, American style.
He's so charismatic, Apollo Creed.
You can box, yes, but you are far too old to think that you can win over Drago.
You get that big chump in the ring right now.
I like how Stallone is making everybody else talk for Drago, and Drago hasn't said a word yet.
I'll finish this in the ring. You understand?
Whatever you like.
how did I do? A little loud for my taste, but good.
See, he's a promoter through and through. Even after all of that, he didn't take it personally, I think. He's like, how did I do? Creed was here.
Years, so I just want you to maintain a little
What are
bit.
you talking about? You sound like I'm an old man, man. I'm in the best shape of my life. I'm stronger. I'm quicker.
I wouldn't mind postponing a couple weeks.
I pull out, somebody else steps in and whips this chump. Then where does that leave me?
I have to admit, I am distinctly noting that Bill Conti didn't do the music on this one because the sound design is very bass heavy.
Good luck.
Fancy. That's actually James Brown. They got James Brown to do a song. Classic Creed. I know Creed is not going to survive the whole film, and it just makes me more scared for him.
I feel good!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, Ivan Drago.
Yeah, I get it.
You need an interpreter? It's time to go to school.
You will lose.
You will lose.
Creed dancing around. And a sweat.
His footwork isn't there.
Keep moving, boss. Creed, another left hand by Creed.
Oh no.
Another right hand by
Holy crap.
He's killing you. I gotta stop this thing. Here, if I promise me.
I hate that look. I know what that look means.
And the way he throws the right hand and staggers Creed in the right. He's being powerful.
Oh man. Oh. It's an exhibition match.
You can make it fun. If he dies, he dies.
We know the story now, and we know how Rocky's an underdog again. Last time they killed off Burgess Meredith to make Rocky an underdog, and this time Stallone killed Creed to make himself an underdog. Man, what a horrible way to die.
I'll never forget you, Apollo. You're the best.
Rocky, is decision final?
Rocky, over here, please.
It's physically impossible for this little man to win.
Little man.
Why did you agree to this?
We fight in Soviet Union, and we fight nowhere.
I'm afraid for my husband's life. You call him a killer. He's a professional fighter, not a killer.
I think Stallone was married to Nielsen at one point in his life. Oh no, the pressure's on Adrian
How do you
too.
feel about going to Russia?
Adrian's not going to give her support on this one.
You don't have to do anything.
They said they're gonna let me train in Russia.
Don't do this.
Even if you win, what have you won? Apollo's still gone?
We can't change what we are.
Creed told him that.
You can't change anything, Adrian. All we can do is just go with what we are.
It's suicide! You can't win!
That's the first time Adrian actually said those words.
Adrian always tells the truth.
This would have been the perfect time to use the piano Rocky theme song, but it's not Bill Conti. We're going full 80s with this one.
There's no easy way out. There's no shortcut home.
This is a different type of montage. A first in the Rocky franchise where it's just flashbacks.
There's no easy way out.
Another thing I have to note, the runtime of the Rocky films have been getting shorter and shorter, and the byproduct of that is less character development. I mean, yeah, the main characters are pretty established, but everybody else doesn't get too much screen time.
Did you pack your toothbrush? You know how tobacco stains your teeth.
I'm gonna have a wires tied when I get back.
Going in one more round when you don't think you can. That's what makes all the difference in your life.
What an important life lesson.
Come on, the meat is running.
Paulie, dude.
Is it east versus west? A man against man.
There are a lot of similar notes with the Eye of the Tiger in this song.
This is Russia?
Like you request, yes?
You requested this dumb location?
Rocky requested it.
Why?
I just wanted to get away from things, you know.
They are assigned to you. Where you go, they go.
What a depressing vacation.
And Paulie's treating it like a vacation.
Checkmate, friend. I know you're gonna have to do almost everything alone up here. Apollo was like my son. When he died, part of me died. You're the one that's gonna make sure that he didn't die for nothing.
Oh man, the pressure.
That's right.
Man, I can't believe Apollo Creed is dead and we don't get to see more of him. Drago is training with all the latest technology, which wasn't very common back in the 80s. We're seeing another training montage here, and I'm not hearing the Rocky theme song yet. Where are you, Bill Conti? The cinematography and editing of this film is exactly the same of the first three films. That's a weird look for Stallone. It's Adrian! This is either going to distract him or make him the best fighter ever, and I think it's the second one.
I'm with you no matter what.
No matter what.
That's true love there, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, this is the third montage in the film. They're just going overboard with everything in this one. Oh man. I can only do one of these and I'm done. Did he just take steroids? They actually hired a helicopter to do this shot. Are we already? Holy crap, it's the fight already. Like I said, the movies are too short. He's not in home soil anymore, and there's no Rocky chanting. It's all Drago. Well, that's to be expected though, it's his home country.
What, if I could just unzip myself and step out and be someone else? I want to be you. You're real hot, Rock.
Wow, they're redeeming Paulie.
Not seem to bother him one bit.
That's my dad. You know, what do you think we are, nerds?
This is how Stallone makes himself an underdog, fighting on foreign soil with everybody against him. I would say great performance by Dolph Lundgren, but he doesn't have too much lines. All he has to do is stare and look intimidating.
As I say, I would like to point out again, this is a non-sanctioned fight.
I must break you.
I must break.
You know what I says back there about wanting to be you?
Yeah.
Forget it.
Paulie with his lines.
There's the bell for the opening round, and Rocky Balboa comes out to the center of the ring.
Go for the clinch, man. You've got to tire him out.
Hands up!
Hands up.
Rocky pounding away. Go, Rock!
How do you recover from this?
He's winning. I see three of them out there.
There's the bell for round two. It's been a one-sided fight so far.
These punches sound more visceral in this film.
He's got Evan Drago.
Go for the body shots, Rock. This wouldn't happen in a sanctioned fight. They would get disqualified immediately. Punches after the bell is illegal. Criminal charges can be filed.
You see? You see? He's not a machine!
He's not a machine. He's a man. They're essentially saying the opposite things. He's made of iron. Round 4. The Russians are getting worried. These slow-mo shots are actually pretty well done. Even the home crowd is showing him respect.
It was once a hostile crowd. This is incredible.
Can't believe the Soviet Union is shouting Rocky's name. They're berating him. Holy crap!
To the end.
Finally some respect from Drago to the end. Well, Drago has the reach advantage, so Rocky has to get inside. And he attacks Drago exactly when he's a little tired. He's going for the rib shots. A little anticlimactic, but the classic Rocky winning theme kicks in. But I have to admit, it just doesn't have that punch we felt in the first couple of films.
A lot of people hate me. During this fight, I've seen a lot of changing. In here, there were two guys killing each other. But I guess that's better than 20 million.
It is a political statement.
That if I can change, and you can change, everybody can change.
This would never happen in real life.
Merry Christmas, kid! You see what you got is this.
And for the first time, he doesn't scream Adrian and do all that. He says, I love you to his kid. And the film is ending and there is no Rocky theme song yet. That was an above average film. Okay, I took some time to collect my thoughts. First off, that was a good movie. I have to say it was the 4th best Rocky movie I've seen so far. It was over the top and it didn't take itself seriously at all. Except the parts involving Apollo Creed. The strengths of the movie included its cinematography, editing, handling of Apollo Creed's character, and the David versus Goliath situation. Whereas I'd consider the general writing, music, and some of the performances to be weaknesses. Let's get right into it with the writing and directing by Sly Stallone. This time around, Stallone needed to be an underdog again, which I mentioned before a couple of times. The way he achieves this is by killing off one of his best friends, Apollo Creed. In the 3rd Rocky film, it was Mickey. Here it's Creed. Both these characters' death essentially does the same thing, helps Rocky motivate and win. There's an issue I had with the script, that basically it's the same exact story. Rocky is at the top of the world, he loses someone dear to him, he gets motivated and kicks ass at the end. Since this formula worked out so well in the last one, I think Stallone didn't want to take the risk to change anything. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. The problem here is, due to the short runtime, most of the characters outside the leads have no development whatsoever. Not Drago, not his wife, and certainly not the people of the Soviet Union, who were shown to be very one-dimensional. I think Stallone wanted to highlight the Cold War and bring people together. I don't know the sentiment of people had when the film came out back in '85, but I can tell you, unfortunately, it hasn't aged very well compared to the others. Okay, let's talk a little about the positives of the film. Ivan Drago's character was incredibly intimidating. The fight sequences were just excellently shot. The punches felt real. Even the sound design of the punches themselves and the atmosphere, they've been improved from the previous film. The cinematography and editing were consistent between the movies, and that goes a long way in keeping the same theme across all of them. The location choices were great too. This is the first time Rocky was shown to be in foreign soil, and the way he trained was shown really well, and it really showed his innate humility. Furthermore, Paulie, for the first time in two movies, wasn't a thorn on Rocky's side. He was actually a supporter for once. I like that. And what was up with that weird robot? Could somebody give me some context to that? Was that like a promotion or something? Because it was funny, but it seems so out of place that it was rather comical to some extent. I don't know whether that was the intention or not. Adrian was great as usual. Shire knows how to act, and I've praised their on-screen chemistry enough by now, so there's no need here. Apollo Creed's death was a huge plot point in the movie, and I think until that point, the movie itself was handled pretty well. Creed went out on his shield like a true champion, and even though he's a fictional character, I respect him greatly. This was a great setup for the Creed films, since this was the perfect motivation for Creed's son to fight Dragos. To be totally honest, Apollo Creed was my favorite part of the film. Stallone's performance as Rocky was okay, but definitely not his best. I think he was going for a subdued, subtle role like the first one, but it didn't really have that emotional gut punch like the first two, because he's already on the top of the world and he has so much money and stuff, and he really didn't have to fight. So there was a lot of motivational issues which I had problems with in the script. On the other hand, although Stallone's directing was okay, his writing was not the best here. The story felt rushed and it lacked a certain depth. One moment Apollo Creed was dead, and the very next scene we're shown Rocky at the press conference of his next match with Drago. There was no grieving process, which we got to see a little of, at least in the third one when he was grieving over Mickey. The story itself was very outlandish and was not grounded in reality at all. Gorbachev was giving him a standing ovation at the end, with Rocky saying, "If I can change, you can change, everybody can change." Man, that was so cheesy. Yeah. There were also 3 training montages in the movie. The first one was unique, as it showed us archival footage cut with Rocky driving and contemplating. So I appreciated that. The other 2 were pretty stock standard. And here's the pretty big criticism I have with the movie, which is the music in this one was not done by Bill Conti. Instead, it was done by Vincent DiCola. DiCola's music choices relied mostly on using upbeat 80s songs compared to a proper score like Conti's. None of the 3 montages featured the iconic Rocky theme. In fact, this was the first one that didn't feature it at all. Maybe I heard a note or 2 here and there, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't used. What a shame. What a shame. It's an iconic bit of music, and I was waiting for it to kick in, but no. That was a real disappointment. And the overall music in this movie was subpar in itself, let alone comparing them to the previous ones. Overall, this was an above average movie, with Creed's and Drago's character outshining Rocky's. Stallone's directing here was competent, but his writing, especially the nearsighted social commentary, really didn't work and hasn't aged very well in my opinion. The good news is that this was the perfect setup for the Creed films. I generally did enjoy this movie, purely as entertainment though, not as a serious film. How's the 5th one, guys? I need an honest answer from you. Do let me know. Anyways, thank you for watching. I have a Patreon page. Consider being a patron. Subscribe to the channel. Do check out my other videos. Like if you like this video, dislike it if you didn't. I will see you in the next one. Bye.